Hey skiers, it's Bob from skiessentials.com. Welcome to our 2025 ski test. We got a Black Crow's Mirus core for you here today. This ski returns unchanged structurally, a little bit of a graphic update, still that creamsicle orange color that makes it stand out visually, and it also stands out from a performance perspective as well. This is one of the more unique skis out there on the market today, and really kind of captured our attention last year. They definitely put a big push on it in its second year, which was last year. So it's kind of interesting to see how Black Crow's kind of pushed this Mirus core and wanted people to experience just how different it felt and how it could make skiing feel like something that you don't normally experience on a given day that you're out there on the hill. It is not a directional carving ski like we're kind of known to be on. It's 87 millimeters underfoot, so it's narrow enough to be considered in that wide front side range, but it doesn't look anything like a front side ski or even kind of your typical all mountain ski. Definitely kind of a combination of a lot of different attributes. But what we found is that it is just a whole lot of fun, and it really kind of makes you think that mid-range, mid-speed carving in deep carved turns is one of the more fun activities you can do on snow. That's what this ski really brings out in people that have enjoyed it in the past. It's still built the same way. We got a poplar wood core with fiberglass and a single Titanal plate in the midsection here. It does kind of weigh it down a little bit. This is the 178. We are on the scale here. Let me tear that out. 1,920 grams. So for something that's 87 millimeters underfoot without full metal, that's kind of hefty. So thickness of the wood core throughout does affect that weight in addition to that single Titanal plate. And it's like somewhat stiff. It's not totally stiff, but it's stiff enough that you will get the resulting performance, which is that you can really hold a pure edge from tip to tail on this ski, most notably in shorter radius turns and at more moderate speeds. This ski has a 13-meter turn radius, which is very short, bordering on slalom short, and that kind of affects the way that it interacts with speed, I guess would be the best way to say it. Is that if you want to go straight and flat and go fast, sure, no problem. If you want to make high-speed GS style turns, slight problem. This ski is a lot happier in that mid-range, mid-radius, mid to short radius. If you're carving just across the hill, beautifully S-shaped turns, that's where this ski is the happiest. So it's a very interesting kind of blend of attributes and performance qualities. And then you got the whole Playful off-piste side of this ski, where if you aren't anywhere near a trail, it's still a whole lot of fun because it's so mobile. With that kind of, I don't want to say twin tip shape, but it's got kind of a twin tip shape. Pretty symmetrical in terms of the rocker profile here. We do get that little bit of camber underfoot, but pretty wide tips and tails, and then we have some decent rocker and splay to go along with it. So that kind of opens things up a little bit in terms of off-trail capabilities. This wider shovel is going to float pretty well. I've had this thing in the trees here in Vermont, and it's a pretty good tree ski. You do have to be aware that it does have a short radius and a relatively narrow waist. So anything that's deeper than, I don't know, a couple inches, and then you start to kind of feel that middle starts to sink a little bit. But if you're light on your feet and kind of keep the ski shifting around, it's not so bad. And then in the tail, similar rocker and taper, but then we get this little swallowtail or lizard tongue or whatever you want to call it. And what that's doing is it's altering kind of the torsional flex in the tail, lengthening the effective edge with less material. And if you think about it, if it were full, so if you fill that in and it's as wide as it is with such a short turn radius, the ski would be just too stiff and burly in the tail. So by making that cutout in there, the back of the ski can be more playful and more smeary. And it does work. And it's very, very interesting how this Mirus core kind of captures everyone's attention. Very interesting ski. As such, it doesn't really have a specific type of application or audience. It is hard to kind of recommend or talk about this as kind of a daily driver because there's other skis out there that can do things that this does. So it takes the place of a slalom ski, it takes the place of a twin tip, it takes the place of an all-mountain ski. It's a really interesting blend. But you do have to give up certain things if you want it to be kind of more of an everyday ski. It's hard to kind of recommend it being your only ski. Usually this thing is better suited for skiers that already have a couple pairs and are just looking for something interesting to mix it up a little bit. But you know, if you ski in a place that doesn't get a ton of snow and you are happy making mid-range, mid-radius carves and love the feeling of being on a Playful, kind of more centrally mounted and you know, performance accessible ski, I think this is a great choice. But you know, anyone from an intermediate all the way up to an expert can enjoy this Mirus core. It just has to be under the guise that there's just some things it can't do. But overall, really fun ski and hope to get on it more and more this year. So make sure you check out this Black Crow's Mirus core here at skiessentials.com, and we'll see you out there on the hill. Bye.